Hello everybody, welcome back. The Premier League is back. It's Liverpool at Wolves, not Liverpool at home to Wolves, but we're back with the Premier League. Thank God for that. The crappy international break. I know some people like it. Some people like the one show. You know, it's up to them. I find it boring on both levels. But the Premier League is back. I do not find that boring, although I'm instantly irritated because Fantasy Premier League I'm trying this year. And effectively, I took a 4-point hit to bring Darwin Núñez into the team. He ain't bloody playing. I hate the international break. You know why he's not playing? Because he's been flying back from Uruguay and it's a quick turnaround. I tell you what, he wants to try having a couple of jobs. I used to do a paper round and go to school. That's a quick turnaround. Get up, always a bit late, do me papers, and I'll be running for the bus. I don't remember my maths teacher saying, don't worry, take maths off. You've had a quick turnaround. Bloody quick turnaround. You know how much they get paid? Ridiculous. Obviously, I completely understand why Jurgen Klopp has left him on the bench. But from a Fantasy Premier League point of view, I could have done with a bit of help today, Jurgen. So there we go. He's coming back from an injury as well. Well, we've got the team news. As you can see, it's a Gakpo, Jota and Salah front three. You may have seen the interview on the channel. We're going places. We had an interview with Jota yesterday, right ahead of this Liverpool game. Put it up on the channel. Lovely to see that sort of stuff. We're from my sidekick, Will. You know, years ago, Chris Evans used to have a sidekick called Will, and now I've got a sidekick called Will. The differences, the similarities stop there. He's ginger, I'm not. I mean, it's just a fact. And he's older than me. But, yes, we had Jota on the show yesterday, and he is starting for Liverpool today. I'm expecting a straightforward win. But what a day of the Premier League we've got ahead of us, by the way. 3 o'clock, I'll be on the United stand for United against Brighton. But there's some crackers coming up. You've got West Ham at home to Man City, 3 o'clock. I think that should be on the telly. You got Man United at home to Brighton. I think that should be on the telly, 3 o'clock. That's it. There's no other 3 o'clock game I'd put on the telly. But Spurs are going to beat Sheffield United at 3 o'clock. Nice, good start for them. Fulham are going to beat Luton at 3 o'clock. Villa Palace is quite interesting, but let's go through the teams here. Say it how it is. If you see it, say it. I'm not going to say that Luton are going to beat Fulham or Sheffield United are going to beat Spurs. It's just not going to happen. Say it as it is. You know, we're not a charity. We're football fans. It's not bullying Sheffield United or Luton or abusing them to say, I don't think you're going to win today and I don't think you're going to win many games. Prove us wrong. And we'll change our opinions. Anyway, Wolves, Sarr in goal, Semedo, Dawson, Kilman, Alt-Nouri, Bellegarde, Gomez and Lamina, and then Neto, Kuna and Hwang Hee-chan. Look, I saw Wolves play against United. I think the loss of Núñez to City is a big blow for them. And I actually liked what I saw from Wolves the first few games of the season. But I do think that Gary O'Neill could be in danger. Came in very, very late. Didn't get a pre-season. Seems a bit desperate from Wolves. I think he's done quite a good job, but I think they need to start winning games of football, really. I heard there's going to be a minute's applause for Harry Maguire before the game today, says Robbo. Would not be surprised. We'll have the team news for United coming into you very soon as well, in just over an hour. And also Liverpool's team, Alisson, best goalkeeper in the league. Gomez at right back, Kwanzaa, Matip and Robertson. Obviously, I think Van Dijk is still suspended and Trent possibly injured. Szoboszlai, McAllister and Jones in the midfield. And as I said before, Salah, Gakpo and Jota are on the front three. The bench for Liverpool has Endo, Kanate, Diaz, Núñez, Elliott, Tsimikas, Gravenberch, Bjakatic and Kelleher. It's a funny one for Liverpool, isn't it? We've spoken about their lack of depth in the midfield, and yet today it's not the midfield that doesn't really have a lot of depth in it. You know, you've got that Bjakatic, you've got that Gravenberch. You've got a few options in the midfield, and Endo as well. It's more defensively that you've got a bit of a problem, but it's a massive game for Kwanzaa, number 78. A lot of Liverpool fans rate him. Big opportunity for him. See what he does today. But I think, and Hasko says congratulations for 1 million subscribers. I think this will be a straightforward win for Liverpool. Famous last words, but yeah. Are you live later, says Blaze. I've got a very busy day, Blaze. I've got this game here. United stand for the Brighton game at 3, match reaction, player ratings, little bit of dinner, and then I'm live on Talk Sport at 7:30. And I tell you what, I'm going to blow the bloody doors off on that show at 7:30. I really hope somebody calls in and calls me a bully. I really hope somebody calls in and tries and takes a pop, because I'm going to have my say. Bloody Simon Jordan had a pop at me on bloody the other day. I'm having a say back. Can't wait. 7:30 tonight. It'll be live on YouTube as well. Yeah, I'm ready for that. Not having it anymore. Not taking it. It's nonsense. Anyway, blow the bloody doors off, says Squirrel. We will do. Right. So yeah, give us your thoughts. So let's get the polls up and running. What are we thinking about today? Result predictor. FIFA's out in a week. I need a poll on that actually. Should I bring the career mode back? Result predictor. So Wolves win, draw, or Liverpool win. Obviously, Liverpool have had a fantastic start to the season. You know, they're right up there at the moment in relation to the league table. They're currently in third place, 2 points off the top. 4 games played, 10 points. They've beat Newcastle away. They got a point at Chelsea. A couple of home wins, so very good start for Liverpool. And it doesn't get much easier for Liverpool, to be fair. I'm not taking the piss, but you are playing. Don't book anything on a Thursday night. Liverpool fans probably think Thursday night I can take the lad to training. Thursday night I can go and do the shops with you. Thursday night we can go and see my mum. Thursday night let's go out for date night. Not anymore. Not anymore. Thursday night is now your Europa League night. So all these years of not having anything to do on a Thursday, it's a free night. Maybe tweet a little bit of banter about United. Thursday nights are about to get very real for Liverpool fans. You're playing Lask, wherever that is. You're playing Lask and it's at 5:45. Welcome to the Europa League. But no, I was talking about fixtures. So they've got Wolves away today. They're about to start. Then they've got Liverpool. They've not got Liverpool at home. They are at home next week and they've got West Ham. Get used to that as well. Thursday night. You ain't playing on Saturdays anymore. Forget about it. No more Saturdays for Liverpool fans. You might get the odd one, but you're going to be playing Sunday a lot at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock at home to West Ham next week. Then they've got Spurs away. Then you've got our Union SG. Then you've got Brighton away. Everton at home. Toulouse and Forest. So, you know, some interesting games there. Brighton away. West Ham at home. Spurs away. Look, as I always say about this league, you take Man City out of it. Happy days, you know. It's a very competitive league. How's that Palace relegation prediction going? Says ZDT. Mate, he who laughs first laughs last. No, I don't know what the saying is, but you know, it's a long season ahead. You make me laugh so much, thank you, says Darren. I'll tell you what will make you laugh. It's to make you laugh. I was talking to Seb this morning. He always comes into our room on a Saturday morning. We have a cup of tea if there's time, and he put Blue Peter on, and we're sat having a chat. And his mother says, my wife says, we've got burgers for tea tonight, homemade burgers. She makes very good homemade burgers, and I went, get in, and I put my hand up to, because when I say get in, Seb normally gives me 5. He didn't do it. I went, you're leaving me hanging, mate. What's going on? Why aren't you saying get in? He said, well, I don't know whether I should say it. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I said it in school and I got in trouble. I said, what? Pause that TV, or even better, turn it off. What do you mean you got in trouble? So he said, well, I was in class the other day and the teacher said, if everybody's good, you can get golden hour at the end of the day where you get to, you know, play games and do stuff like that. So I stood up and went, get in. And she said, you're at school now, Seb. You can't be saying stuff like that. And I was like, it's not like he told you to F off. It's not like he told you to do one. He's celebrating golden hour. You know, he's enthusiastic. You know, not only are schools now telling you that first place is last place and last place is first place, they're now suppressing genuine passion. What are we going to generate in this country? Losers with no passion. That's what we're going to generate. I couldn't believe it. He got in trouble for going, get in. You know, for being enthusiastic about golden hour. He got into trouble. Ridiculous. Absolutely stupid. Get in. Anyway, we move. We are about to start this game. Bellegarde making his debut. He could do with making a good one. I'm going to go with a Liverpool 3-1 win here today. I think they're confident. I think they've got, you know, it's game 5 now. They're a little bit more familiar with each other. It's a little bit like when you're in a new relationship, you know, the first 2 or 3 times you're just feeling yourself around, you know, getting to know each other. It's all consensual. But by game week 5, you know what they like, you know, they know what you like. You're just more confident, you know, it's you know, you're ready, get going. You know, there's no nervousness anymore, and I think that's what Liverpool are like now. They know each other. They know their way around the midfield, and Yeah, I think Liverpool will run this one quite comfortably. Of course, we have to talk about the referee, Michael Oliver. He is booking somebody already by the look of it. No, he's put it back in his pocket. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't missed about the Premier League. The VAR, I'd completely forgotten about that. I'll tell you for free, I had. Let him speak, Simon. But let him speak, Simon. Anyway, we are. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very, very welcome. We are very, very, very close to 1,000 or whatever that's called, 21,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe, get involved. Thank you very much for that. We are about to start here. I've got to put my score prediction for the United game. Oh, what did I go for United? What should I go? I play a score prediction game and I've forgotten. What should I go with? I'm going to go 3-2 United. I think there's going to be loads of goals. Who goes for 3-2? I do. But yeah. I'm going to go with that. Thanks for everybody who's been watching the podcast, by the way. You are legends. It's really pissing people off in the mainstream. Simon Jordan, certain other podcasts are really pissed off because podcasts are for the middle class and they don't like the fact that Goldbridge Saves Football is comfortably in the top top 4 Champions League positions. So, they're very, very annoyed by that. Where is my timer? There, perfect. Right, we're ready to go. Let me get this going. Are you ready? So I'm going to go with a Liverpool win 3-1. Remember that. I think there'll be goals. Wolves. Actually, I probably should have gone 3-0. Liverpool don't. Wolves can't score. You could send them in a sweet shop with a tenner, and they'd come out with no tenner and no sweets. They'd be robbed. Which should be reported. Right, we are up and running here. And Liverpool, I think Liverpool, in my opinion, I don't know about anybody else, I think Liverpool are this year the challenger to Arsenal for second place. I can't see anybody else. I mean, please do let me know. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think anybody else can break into the top 2? But for me, I think it will be... I think it will be that. I think it will be. I think it will be Liverpool or Arsenal for the second place this year. I can't see anybody else. I really can't. But Wolves are on the attack here, and he's won a corner. That'll get the crowd up. That'll get them up. Good start by Wolves. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Some cracking content on the channel this week. I loved the football challenge with Angry Ginge and the one with Carol the Dragon, the interview with Jota, win, lose or draw with Ben Foster. Diversification on the channel. Just different content. Anyway, early corner for Wolves here. Hoyland must start for United, says Aaron. Well, I wanted Nunez to start today, and he didn't. So... Hi, did you see Rory Jennings sticking up for you on TalkSport about the Harry Maguire situation and pundits saying you have a bad influence on it? Thoughts on that, says Nathan Allen. I want to know who the pundits are. I want to know the pundits that are calling me out because I'm on TalkSport tonight and I want to go with names. I want receipts. So give me some examples and I will have my say tonight. If they're going to use my name wrongly on national radio, then I'm going to use their name rightly on national radio. Fans are not getting blamed. I'm not having it. This is just the media trying to suppress fans because they're a dying breed. They're like hippos, unfortunately. And I don't want hippos to die, but they are in danger, just like the mainstream. Oh, do you? Oh, I can't speak. I can speak, but yeah. Jamie said they said YouTubers are to blame. Good. I'll get onto that. I feel sorry for hippos as well. Coolness, I do. Lovely ball in here. Sabosley, early cross, straight into the keeper's arms. Every time I say keeper's arms, what a great name for a pub. Bedroom blogger. Yeah. I'll tell you what. No, I'm not going to give you my secrets. Mark, you're looking excellent today. You know what? I actually think that's Football Studio when I use the bright light blue background is the elite colouring. I just think it's the best. Unfortunately, it just makes me think of Man City a little bit, so I try and ignore it. But I definitely think the light blue is the best. I don't mind... That's rubbish. I'm trying to be clever and it's not working now. Oh, you're an idiot. What? Oh, here we go. Red's not going to really... Well, red's not too bad when it's Liverpool, I suppose. Green, only for Halloween. Has McAllister been booked there? I think he has. Early booking. Soft. That's soft. He hardly touches him. That's a soft yellow, that. Very soft. That's okay. It's a darker blue. How you doing in Mario Kart? We haven't played for ages, historical events, because I bought a new red controller and it doesn't bloody work. Switches are so... they're more temperamental than my dog. And my dog's very temperamental. Sometimes you're going down in the morning and he really wants a stroke and everything like that. Other times, completely ignorant. It's like walking into the room with Andy Goldstein. Yellow, I use that for TalkSport. Pink's all right. I don't mind that. I don't mind the pink. I'm not opposed to pink. I'm a guy that doesn't mind wearing pink. So, I quite like that. But that's the best. It is. My dog's a bully. I'm going to get my mum round. Yeah. Do you stroke your dog, Mark? Says Mark. Hey, come on. I don't mind sexual innuendos, but nobody likes it about their dog. A lot of people like their dog. I mean, I think some people like their dog too much. There are some idiots on Twitter who, try and, verbally abuse other football fans. You check out their Twitter page, they're kissing their dog. You can't see what's going down below the face. I do get worried. But in general, dogs are a no-go zone for me and a lot of people. They're man's best friend, and that's sexist. But I actually do think dogs like men more. I think they are generally sexist. Men, dogs, not men. Dogs are sexist. I think that's why they're saying man's best friend. Nobody's ever corrected it. Dogs just refuse to be woke. They will not change it. Why have dogs not changed it to they're also women's best friend? Because I think they genuinely do prefer men. Don't shout out at me. I'm talking about dogs. For me, I prefer women to men, unless we're down the pub having a pint talking about women. No, we don't talk about women. We talk about football. Anyway, we're back. Right, Wolves are on the break. Yeah, harsh yellow card from McAllister for me. I think it was Kuna who took the dive. But Wolves have started off well. He's into the box. The cross back is good. It's 1-0 to Wolves. Woo, 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 woo. I feel like speed. Who let their dogs out? Woo, 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 woo. Who let their dogs out? Well, I tell you what. Someone's let the dogs out early. They might be man's best friend, but they're not Liverpool's best friend. They're 1-0 up. And it's 1-0 to Wolves. A fantastic start. Really, really, really good goal. Not a lot Liverpool can do. If you've got Liverpool defenders in your fancy Premier League, you probably haven't got these ones anyway. There is no Trent. There is no Van Dijk. You might have Alisson. But it's a lovely break from Wolves. And we saw this against United at Old Trafford. They can play good football, but they can't normally hit the ocean from a boat. Well, they do here. Number 7. Direct. It's Neto. It's brilliant. The cross is brilliant. And there is Hwang Hee-chan on the back post to make it 1-0 to Wolves. And I've got to say, that is absolutely fantastic play. A brilliant goal. Liverpool fans are not going to be very happy. But that's a great goal by Wolves. A really great goal. And Neto just showing what he can do if he can find consistency. Brilliant from Neto. Really. It wasn't him who scored. Otherwise, I'd say core Neto. In fact, I can say that. Core Neto. That was brilliant. But I could have also said back of the Neto, but he didn't score. But he certainly created it. Well, what a game we've got on here. They normally struggle to score, Wolves. They're not struggling to score here. 1-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers here. And a good start. I was just thinking about Wolves, actually. Liverpool are suspect at the back, like when Klopp first started, says Darth. Well, there'll be goals in this game. 67% of you went with a Liverpool win and only 20% of you went with a Wolves win. If you could have one Everton player at United, who would you go for, says Everton Clip? Probably would go for that Anana in the midfield. But Wolves, so far this season, as many of you may well be aware, they currently they currently reside at 13th place with 4 points, but that's as it stands. They had 1 point from 4 so far, Wolves. Obviously lost to United, little bit unlucky, lot unlucky. You know, I watched that game. I've played the game. They were very unlucky there. Got battered by Brighton, beat Everton. Sorry, they've got 3 points. They haven't got 4 points. They've got 3 points. And in September they played Palace and lost 3-2. So it's been an interesting start for Wolves because they deserve something out of United at Old Trafford. They got nothing. They got battered by Brighton. They beat Everton at Goodison, and then at Selhurst Park they lost 3-2. So I think Wolves are a dangerous side in the sense that it's hard. They're not a team that you go, they're rubbish. They can play good football. They just don't score enough goals. And Liverpool, I said this. I've played the game. I said this. I said it on Twitter this morning, and I've said it to myself numerous times, that you don't want to be away from home after the international break. Now, Jurgen Klopp's already had a moan about, having to play at 12:30 after an international break when a lot of his players only got back 24 hours ago. I sort of agree, but it's not the first time it's happened. So being at home after the international break can be an advantage. And Wolves just seem a lot quicker to the ball than Liverpool here in these first 10 minutes or so. And that's not something that surprises me because they were very energetic against United. Lee says, what's your general opinion on Simon Jordan? Yeah, my general opinion on Simon Jordan is actually I don't think he's bad. There's a lot of stuff that he comes out with that I think I do agree with. My problem with Simon Jordan or some of these ex-players is they criticise YouTubers, which is us because we're a community. They criticise it, but they don't bloody watch it. And you know why they criticise it? Because they're in fear of it and they're jealous of it. So I've got That's Football will have more subscribers than all of those combined, probably. So when somebody rings into their show and goes, Simon, I love what you do. If you ever want your arse wiping, let me know. It's Dan from Luton. But you know what? This Maguire stuff, it's disgusting, Simon. I blame YouTubers. Bye. And they'll go, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is their fault. It's their fault. Pontificating. Big word, big bird, big word. Big bird. You're right, but they won't have ever watched the content, so they won't actually know. They won't know. So that's what annoys me is they don't watch the content, so they don't know what they're on about. They think that YouTube is what you used to get on AFTV a few years ago, where some pillock is outside the ground shouting dogs abuse about their right back. That's not what it is now. There's some really good content creators out there, none better than ours. And, it's not... People are... we have conversations... All right, we have conversations about dogs, but we have conversations about your favour of crisps and all that, because it's entertainment. But I think we also have better conversations about, I was talking about Liverpool. Klopp doesn't get mentioned enough. He's rebuilt his midfield in 3 months. No one's talking about it, because... they're not intelligent enough to talk about it. They want to talk about whether Harry Maguire's been bullied, or they want to talk about Harry Kane playing for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. They don't want to talk about proper football analysis because they probably don't watch enough of it like you lot do. And can I just say as well, Salah's got the ball, crosses it in. Oh, Jota. He was on the channel yesterday. He was interviewed by Will. He's obviously been listening to Will's finishing tips because if I'd have done the interview, that would have been a goal. Over the bar. What was I going to say? I'll tell you what I was going to say. Did you... I'm going to give you a freebie here. I think sometimes we should charge for this, but the Bundesliga is crap. It's crap. Like, I've heard people going, Bundesliga is my second favourite league now. You're going to be very disappointed. You're going to be very, very, very disappointed. The Bundesliga is not a good league. This happens every year. Well, it was last night. Leverkusen got a draw against Bayern Munich. Yeah, it happens every year. Bayern Munich will lose a few games up until Christmas, and then after Christmas, they'll obliterate everyone and win their 100th title in a row. The Bundesliga is not interesting. Don't come at me with the Bundesliga as an interesting league. It's boring. Maybe that's where we're heading with Man City, but it's not. No, you're wrong, Stab. It's not a good league. It's not a very good league at all. How can it be a good league when Bayern Munich win it every year? And I'll sit here as a Premier League fan and say, look, you can't have a league where you go, it's good if you take Bayern out. It's good if you take Man City out. The Premier League's a really good league if Man City aren't in it, but they are in it. And they're head and shoulders better than everyone else, so it's not a good league. The best league for entertainment is the Premier League. The best league in relation to who's going to win the league is probably Serie A. Liverpool played 6 games at 12:30 last season. They drew 3 and they lost 3. I love those kind of stats, Andrew T. Robertson put the cross in. We're going to get more goals in this. Liverpool fans, calm down. I know you've got some plonkers in your fan base who are probably pooing out their eyes. That they're that stressed and shouty. But this is one game where I would say it's way too early to be getting angry about Liverpool. These things happen. You're away from home against a decent team who scored a decent goal, and I don't actually think Liverpool did a lot wrong on the goal. Like, sometimes you just got to look at it and go, it was a good goal. Favorite Australian Premier League player ever, says Paddy. It's difficult off the top. Definitely not Harry Kewell, because he played for Liverpool, so can't be him, and he played for Leeds. I quite liked that bold one who played for Huddersfield. What was he called? I don't really want to go with Viduka. Viduka got on my tits a little bit as well. Do you think Ireland should withdraw from the international football after Weghorst were winner last week, says Kenneth? It's a new low. Tim Cahill was good. Yeah. Aaron Moy, I liked him. Yeah, no, I like no, Cahill, definitely Cahill. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. No, I'm not having it. Sorry. If you like the Bundesliga, well done, but you'll ultimately end up disappointed because, I mean, this is my opinion on the Bundesliga, right? Remember when COVID happened and there was no football and Bundesliga came back first? Everybody pretended to like the Bundesliga, and we tried really, really hard. And after 1 week, you were like, this ain't good enough. I'd rather not watch anything. Ravanelli is not Australian. I'll tell you one player that could have played for Australia that played for Italy, Christian Vieri. Do you think Chelsea can bounce back, Mark, says Leroy? Well, I hope so, because I've got Michael Jackson up front. So I'm sticking by him. I'm sticking with him. But I saw Pochettino. You know what? You know what that is? That is the sound of the world's smallest violin. Did you hear Pochettino saying he's got 14 injuries? Oh, it's not like you've bought 30 players though, is it? I mean, come on. The one club that's never going to get sympathy from an injury crisis is Chelsea, isn't it? And he's going on about injuries. Come on, mate. You've only been in the job 4 games. You can't be moaning about injuries. Although, what I will say, and I said this to you on before the international break, and, people will start talking about it. Slow Sports News, we spoke about it 3 weeks ago on this channel. I'm telling you now, there are more injuries going on this season at the start of it than I've ever known. I can't believe the amount of injuries there are. And I'm sure Chelsea have got a lot. Man United have got bloody loads. I mean, what's wrong with Trent? He's injured, isn't he? So there's loads of injuries, and this is going to happen more and more. And the money men don't care. It's the fans who suffer. I want to see Trent Alexander-Arnold playing for Liverpool in game week 5. I want to see Varane and Luke Shaw and Mason Mount. Maybe not Mount. But you know what I mean. I want to see these players playing. Amrabat, Hoyland. All these players have missed games for United, and I'm sure it's the same for your club as well. It's game week 5. Why is everybody injured? And it's because of the volume of games that they're having to play. There is no break for them anymore. Normally, at the start of the season, everybody's fit, raring to go. You don't start picking up injuries until late September. This season, people have had them from the start because they're playing too much football. And what's coming up next summer? The Euros. So we're going to have this now. We're going to have this situation where teams have 3 or 4 top players injured on a regular. Wolves are on the break again. Neto was determined to shoot. And I tell you what, it wasn't far wide. I know we can't name names, but a certain cap wearer's video popped up today. The background colour scheme is funny. Sincerest form of flattery, says Luke. I got sent it a few weeks ago. I'm really not bothered. As I've said before, I think most YouTubers now have shelves and books in the background. Just like there was a time when most people had green screens. I don't care. I'm not bothered. I'm really not bothered. Well, Wolves are doing well here. They've settled. They've got a feel of the game. Liverpool, it's the same thing that what happened with Man United at Old Trafford. Don't write Wolves off. They're energetic. What do you think about the Everton takeover, says King? I don't know. Look, it's Everton. Look, I always say this. It's your club. I'll have an opinion on it, but it is your club. And I have total respect for fans of clubs because they know it more than I do. So I apologise if I offend any Everton fans. And I always am on side with this. Bart, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Because people stick their nose in about United and the Glazers and they haven't got a bloody clue. So, you know, you've got to be educated to speak on a club's problems or politics. And I'm not educated on Everton. But all I will say is that I hope the change is better because it doesn't always be better, does it? And hi, Mark. Are you enjoying a pint? I am, and it's 7 o'clock, says Jay. A little bit too early for me. And Sam says, hi from Australia. Hello to Sam. Thank you very much for tuning in. And Steph says, pundits are belittling fans and YouTubers' opinions. Might be a topic for your podcast, Mark. Please save us from that. I think that's a great topic, actually. Mainstream belittling. Yeah, but you know what the thing is? What the mainstream are trying to do is they're trying to turn fans against, you know, social media, YouTube, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. They're trying to get fans to be on their side. That's 20 years too late, 30 years too late. You've never been interested in fan opinion. You're not. You know, Sky try and do it now. They'll do the morning show where they get 2 or 3 fans on, but they're not interested. They want the status quo, and that's why they're attacking it. But what they don't realise is that all this social media and YouTube, it's fans. You know, the vast majority of them are fans. So it's they're just jealous and scared because they're being marginalised. And they think they know what they're doing, but they don't. They don't know what they're doing. And ex-players are very bitter people, says Jamie. I completely get that. I mean, imagine as a player how hard it must be to play the game and then retire. I think it must be horrible. Absolutely horrible. And look, look, when I retire or stop doing it, if there's somebody doing what I do in 10 years' time and I've retired, I'm 100% going to look at it and go, oh, they're not that good. They're not as good as I was. I wouldn't have done that. I get that. I completely get that. 100% get that. That's just human nature. But the problem is, people see it for what it is. It's bitter. Like Carragher today is going on about Onana shouting at Maguire. I'm not stupid, Jamie. I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to cause a division in the fan base. What's Onana shouting at Harry Maguire in a pre-season game got to do with Harry Maguire being booed against Scotland? Nothing. And Onana shouts at everybody. He's did it to Inter, he's done it at Ajax. So, you know what I mean? It's just bitterness and agenda all the time. And what always gets on my nerves with ex-players is that their inability to be even-handed. Like, we saw it with certain ex-United players who wouldn't say anything bad about Solskjaer, even though he was worse than Mourinho, but they slagged Mourinho off constantly. We see it with United players, ex-United players, who will slag off Bruno, Pogba, Martial, De Gea, but won't say anything about Maguire, Rashford, or Luke Shaw. We saw it with Carragher, who will never say anything about Gerrard because it's his mate, but will say it about other Liverpool players who aren't, like Van Dijk. So that's what people don't like. I don't have a horse in the race. I'll say what I think. It's like Ramsdale, isn't it? You know, I think Raya should be Arsenal's number one. I think he's better than Ramsdale, but I think Ramsdale should be England's number one. You know, but they can't figure that out because it's not hate, it's not abuse, it's pragmatic looking at a match. Tell you what, Wolves are playing really well here. Sam says, what are your thoughts on Wolves this season? I think they're a little bit underrated. I mean, I got the fortune, Out Nori's class says I had the fortune of watching Wolves play Man United opening day weekend. It was on the Monday night, wasn't it? They were brilliant against us. They were more energetic, they were well organised, and they played some good football, but they couldn't score. But when you look at it this season, they have scored in every game since that United game. They obviously scored one against Brighton, scored one against Everton, scored two at Selhurst Park, and they've scored here as well. So yeah, they're playing a lot better. I mean, the problem with Wolves is that then they don't have the squad that a Man City or a Liverpool or anybody else has got. But I'd like to see Gary O'Neill do well, because I think he was very unlucky to lose his job at Bournemouth. I don't agree with him getting the sack by Bournemouth, to be honest with you. But Bournemouth, you can see what Bournemouth are trying to do. But he's done a good job at Wolves, and I think Wolves are a better team than they would have been. I know Lopetegui did well, but they were still quite a pragmatic side. But I said this on the podcast this week, someone's going to get sacked in the next few weeks. And I use the name Gary O'Neill because if he loses today, then, you know, loses another couple of games, that's how thin the ice can be. But I think he's had a really good start for Wolves remember, he got the job a week before the season started as well. It's really hard. What do you think the final score of the game will be? Also, do you think referees are corrupted, says Eddie? I don't think referees are corrupt. I think they're arrogant, and I think they're in an organisation where, like most organisations in football, they don't care about the fans and they actually just think we're idiots. So there's no accountability, basically. There's no regulator. They're all in their own team and they can do what they bloody well like. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Get involved with it. Yeah, I went 3-1 to Liverpool, but that was obviously before the start of the game. They need to get Darwin Núñez on. Here's Jota. It's a good cross, but Out Nori's doing a good job against Salah so far. He puts it out for a corner. Love your videos, says Kian. I want to do... all I want to do... what do I want to do? I'll tell you what I want to... I don't know whether anyone's into Star Wars. I can't get my head around... I quite liked Andor. It was okay. I actually enjoyed Obi-Wan. I can't get on board with this Ahsoka. Every time I watch it, 5 minutes and I'm asleep. First 2 times I thought I was tired. Yesterday it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't get on board with it. I just fall asleep. I'm sorry. That's all I've got to say about that. A great man said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, and then they fight you, and then you win, says Phil. Lovely breakaway by Neto again. He's just got to find a pass. Oh, God. He's causing them problems. Mark, says J. Dot, I always hear you talk about the NFL on United Stand. Are you excited about my hometown team, the Detroit Lions, like I am? I'm not, J. Dot. I'll always be honest. I'm not excited about the Detroit Lions. I do like the NFL. I tend to just keep an eye on the scores and watch the highlights until the playoffs, and then I'll start to watch games. Liverpool's defence is looking weak, says FPL. Thanks everybody who's tuning in. Yeah, I only really have time for football, if I'm being honest. It's a demanding mistress, and that's not sexist. That's just an analogy for me because I'm interested in women, not men. So therefore, I can say football is a demanding mistress, because if it was a demanding man, I would ignore it. I'm not interested. Each to their own. And also, I'm not interested in women. I'm interested in my wife, who is a woman. And I wouldn't have a mistress. But if I did, it's football. Because football is my world. And there is so much of it. So I don't really have time for other sport, if I'm being honest. But Wolves are looking good on the break. Neto has been fundamental in this game so far. Get Darwin Núñez on. Get Darwin Núñez on. That's what I say. Yes, I have got him in my fantasy Premier League, and I took a 4-point hit for it. They need Darwin Núñez on, and I'm surprised he's not started Diaz as well. Although again, South American travel, isn't it? He's just not picking many of the South American players, is he? You can sort of understand it, but it's to the detriment. Oh, I tell you what, Dawson on the back post there could have been a goal, cleared. Salah's on the break, but the keeper's got it. I can't believe a week. I can't believe it. It's a week gone already since the Sidemen game. I can't believe it. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Already. I'm new to football. Who are the Glazers, says Sam. Hey, mate, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got no time for that. Oh, another chance. Oh, what's he doing? You should have shot, you stupid idiot. What is he doing? His girlfriend should dump him for that. What is he trying to do? The new lad. I can't remember his name. Bellegarde. More like Bella from Twilight. Rubbish. Terrible. Why didn't he shoot? Why didn't he shoot? I don't know what he was trying to do either. Lovely switch of the play here by Wolves though. Out to the right hand side. Options, terrible cross, goes for a corner. Liverpool all over the place at the moment. Liverpool's defence looks terrible. Very shaky today. Very shaky. In fact, Liverpool's defence is so shaky, I'm half expecting old Shakin' Stevens to come out and say, what's behind the green door? No one's going to get that. That's terrible. That's probably... Yeah, I think that's probably the worst joke I've ever done. Right. Thoughts on Wolves this season, says Sam. We've done that as well. And Dawson wins it on the back post again. Difficult to do anything about that. Right, I'm going to do a poll. Should I bring back FIFA Career Mode for the new game? I wasn't going to. I'd sort of retired, but it's out on Friday. And I was playing a few games online yesterday. Oh, Goldbridge ball. And I thought, you know what? On career mode, I've never played Goldbridge ball. I always do like 4-4-2, what's best for the, you know. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I should do a career mode and actually play Goldbridge ball like I did on Football Manager last year. You might not have seen it. Football Manager, Solihull Moors, broke the points record, played amazing attacking football, broke the goal scoring record, basically got us promoted. So I'm thinking FIFA career mode, but with Goldbridge ball. With Goldbridge ball. That's what I'm thinking. Liverpool need a bit of Goldbridge ball here. Just not creating chances. Look at that. Let's go back to the stats. Do not forget, by the way, that our stats carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. Very important day for OneFootball. If you use it, please do use it. Scan the QR code or download it for free. Links in the description. Get all your latest breaking football news and stats on there. Plus, they've got score updates for you. Lots of 3 o'clock games today. They're very quick with those. And also, they do individual stats as well. So, as you can see on here, what I'm about to show you is the team stats. But you can get the individual stats as well. Liverpool have had 63% possession, but they've had no shots on target yet. In fact, they've only had 1 shot altogether. So the Wolves' game plan at the moment is working very, very well. And obviously an early goal makes that easier. Download OneFootball for free on Apple and Android. Links in the description for that. Where was Football Manager, mate? I did it on Twitch, so it probably doesn't exist anymore because I don't know whether they have a back catalogue on Twitch. Cross comes in. Oh my God. That's got to be one of the worst misses I've ever seen. Kuna, back post cross, 6-yard box. I think he hit his nose. What is he doing? What is he doing? Kuna, well, he's a bit of... Well, don't put a T on it. Look, Neto again. What is he doing? He's hit him in the groin. Oh, Neto sent Gomez back to Liverpool there. What a cross. Neto's having a great game. Neto is unplayable in this game. Wow. Should have been 2-0. You know that's the sort of thing that's going to come back and hit him, you know, bite them in the backside as well. Mark Ujwal says, did you read about the FA letting off a manager for gambling and they protected their identity? Big fan of yours. Help my mental health better than my therapist, Linda. Keep it going, Ujwal. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. I did read about that. I don't like these sort of things. I hate it. Here's Kuna again. What is he doing? Trying to beat Alisson from his own half. There are injunctions in the UK that footballers have taken out in the past to stop stories coming out about them. And some of those stories, I believe, never came out. I don't like that. I don't like that because you or I haven't got that sort of power or money. So I don't like it when people, you know, basically pay to keep stories about them out of the public. Because if they're paying to keep them stories out of the public, there's probably some element of truth in it. So I think it's wrong that happens. This case is different, but again, I think it's wrong. You know, a manager is being protected by the FA, but Ivan Toney wasn't protected. So I think it's wrong. You know, somebody might have a completely different opinion on everything I've just said. That's absolutely fine. But my opinion is that it's wrong. You know, Ivan Toney had a very public trial, and quite rightly, he's had a ban. You know, I don't agree with what Ivan Toney said on the Stephen Bartlett thing. That, you know, although I was gambling, I wasn't gambling on bad things. I wasn't gambling to score own goals. I was gambling for me to score. But it's still gambling. You know, you can't do that in football. So he's publicly had his medicine, I suppose. So why is this manager being covered up? And I don't like it. Like why can't we be told who the manager is? What if he's managing your club? Love you, says Freddie. Thank you very much. Is Neto amazing or is Liverpool defending badly, says Bran? Neto is your quintessential winger. I've seen so many of these wingers through my life. On their day, unplayable. But it only happens every 4 games, if you're lucky. He's just a complete and utter inconsistent winger. Okay, I want to just do something here. It's getting on my tits. So the half has flown by though, hasn't it? Thank you everyone in the chat for letting me know about the ads popping up. It's a new thing with YouTube, and I've just gone into the back system, and hopefully that will stop it happening now. Shouldn't be happening in stream. So thank you very much for letting me know. Right, thank you very much. 86% of you want to see FIFA Career Mode back. Right, now the problem that I've got, or I had, was that where do you do FIFA Career Mode? I have been doing it on Twitch, but I don't really like doing it on Twitch as much as I like on YouTube. But I can't do YouTube FIFA career mode on That's Football, because we've got so much stuff that we do on that's football related. So I've got to give a shout out to Matt, who's one of our editors, because he said, why don't you do it on the Mark Goldbridge YouTube channel? Oh, it should have been 1-1. Gakpo or Crappo. That was not a good finish. I do like Gakpo. So FIFA career mode. I'm going to give you the link to subscribe, because this is where it's going to happen. My channel. So I've pinned it at the top for you. Click it and subscribe. So I am going to be live on YouTube, back on YouTube for my FIFA career mode or EAFC career mode. And I'll be doing it on my channel, which is Mark Goldbridge at the moment. We could call it That's Gaming, Ryan. We could call it that, yeah. Give a subscribe. That's where we're going to do it. You might already be subscribed. It's where I do driving with Goldbridge, cooking with Goldbridge, do a bit of reaction. I haven't done anything on there for a while, but that's where we're going to be doing FIFA. No more Twitch streams. I don't think so. That's a lovely ball in behind for Neto. Up against Matip. First touch is not great. He needs a good cutback. He's overhit it. That Bellegarde's a bit crap in the box. Why did you say the other day any team playing away after international break will be struggling this round, says Crypto? Because the international break, two reasons really. In the international break, one, you lose your fluidity and chemistry because you're not playing and training together. So you're not going to be as with it. And two, obviously being at home crowd, it's an advantage. So I just think being away after the international break is never easy. Kean says, I loved your FIFA back in the day. Well, it's back. It's back next Friday, I think. It's out. So next Friday we'll be live on my channel. Links pinned in the chat for brand new FIFA career mode. Looking forward to it. Neto's on smoke, says Randy. He is. He's playing really well. Unlike Liverpool, who are struggling at the moment. Struggling to create chances, although I still think Gakpo probably should have scored. Get Darwin Núñez on. Sar's there to get the cross. Mark Goldbridge, that's live channel idea. Says Krishna. What would I do on it though? I don't know what I'd do on it. Get Diaz and Darwin Núñez on. Paula says, why do you want Darwin Núñez on? Because he's in my fantasy Premier League team. Let's play a game. Managers that could be secret better, says Luke Jones. Eric 10-1 Hag. Bet Guardiola and Mikel. Oh, I see. So what Luke's doing is he's coming up with manager names that sounds like betting. So Eric 10-1 Hag. Bet Guardiola instead of Pep. And Michael Arteta. I quite like that one, yeah. I know he said Eddie Ho. That's something completely different. That's not gambling. That's another activity that involves money. I really want to do one now. Marco Silva, no. Thomas Frank, no. There'll be some in the chat. There'll definitely be some in the chat. That's back with the keeper. Do you plan to stream games other than FIFA? Says Aman. Not until. I sometimes do Fall Guys, but not until. Not until Game of Thrones comes out. It's a lovely ball in behind for Neto again, and he will not keep that on. Oh, he has kept it on. He has kept it on. How did he keep it on? Kuna. And Liverpool keep it going as well. Robert de Derby, says Kenneth Tierney. Thank you very much. Allison puts it out for a throw-in. Liverpool are going to need to make changes at half-time here. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Sean Dice, says Cooper. Neto's a great player, says BK. What was the difference in views, Mark, between Sidemen game and England's, says MDF? I don't know, because United weren't on... England weren't on YouTube, were they? But I would imagine more people probably watch Sidemen than England. Oh, God. Tommy's coming out there. Sam roll the dice, says David Hay. Thomas Bank, says Max Cooper. Bad touch by Altnori. Salah's got it. Wolves are back in position. We're going to need to see Betty Howe. Oh, that's a good cross in from Gomez, but a little bit too high for Gakpo. Heads it over the bar. 1 minute to go. I like this one. Luke Jones says Roy odds on instead of Roy Hodgson. Just Keevan's getting turned on by Neto's performance. Imposter Coglu, says Caden. I wonder how many minutes. Oh, there. Those two need to come on. Nunez and Diaz. They're not warming up though, so I don't think they're going to come on at half time. How about Bathing Live? Would love to watch that, says Saley. Okay. Well done, Matip. Only 2 minutes added on. Nice little ball out there. Here's Jota. Robertson needs to whip that in. It is a good cross. Sarr comes for it. This should be Salah. Oh. Sabosley. Oh, blocks. Double blocks. Who's your favourite Premier League manager, says Sam? Well, it's obviously Eric Ten Hag, isn't it? Liverpool close there. Couple of blocks in the box. Could call the channel That's Goldbridge, says Kyle. Why don't you do Serie A watch-alongs? One block. Yeah, it's a double. It's a triple block, actually, and there's no hands in the way. Defending like dogs there. Here's Kuna. He's going to shoot. Greedy. Neto was the pass. It's the Milan derby tonight, Mark. The reason I don't do Serie A watch-alongs or La Liga watch-alongs or anything like that is because I have so much to do. Like, if you think about it, United stands, 8 o'clock shows, Premier League games, my Talk Sport show on a Saturday night. So it's just a time thing, you know? Wolves really genuinely could have gone in 2-0 up here, couldn't they, really? They really could. They've had the better of the half. Jack Powell, thank you very much for your super chat. You're a ledge. And I think Michael Oliver's about to blow up here, so get your thoughts in for half time. Has Joe Gomez stopped Neto once, says Russian. He's had a very difficult game. But look, the thing is, I think it's a great point there. Imagine what he would have done to Trent. Like, I think Gary O'Neill, it's his half time. I think what Gary O'Neill's done in this game is he has set his team up to exploit the right back. And he may well have done that a while ago. I don't know how long ago it was known that Trent was going to be injured. But this is what I've said before about Liverpool. They'll miss Trent Alexander-Arnold going forward, but teams will they will exploit Liverpool's right back position. Of course they will. There we go. Apparently Palestri is starting for Manchester United. I don't know whether that's true. I don't know if that's true. I was just going to have a quick look on Twitter there. But it's 1-0 to Liverpool, to Wolves at half-time. This makes very interesting reading. 64% possession for Liverpool, but only 1 shot on target. 5 shots in general. Look at Wolves. 36% possession, 8 shots to Liverpool's 5. 2 shots on target to Liverpool's 1. 4 corners to Liverpool's 1. And effectively, they are just hitting Liverpool on the break. So, you know, it is what it is. Wolves have been very energetic, very well organised, and for all that possession, Liverpool aren't really doing anything with it. And I think this is where, you know, possession is not a great stat all the time. I've seen United a couple of times this season have loads of possession, and I've gone, but we're not doing anything with it. I think that's Liverpool's problem here. Lots of possession, but they're not doing anything with it. And the team without possession is creating more chances. So I don't know how he's going to change this up, Klopp, because the run of the game is certainly in Wolves' favour. Now that's not to say that Liverpool can't get back into it, but they're certainly not in a position where they look like they're going to get back into it comfortably and win the game. And let's not forget, it's 1-0 to Wolves. So they've got to score and then score again. So, yeah, I think that Liverpool need to look at it second half. And it's going to be very difficult. This is what Klopp was alluding to. The fact that they're away from home and that they've had a very quick turnaround and now they find themselves 1-0 down. I think it's going to make it, you know, there needs to be a massive, massive change. Of course there does, in their approach. I'm just having a look into what's going on here. I'm trying to see where this leak about team news is coming out, actually. I don't know where it's coming from. Let's have a look. All right, okay, there's a tweet that's come out that Palestri and Højlund start for Manchester United against Brighton, which would be interesting. There we go. Okay, back to the chat. Hi Mark, are you doing Talk Sport today, says Mario. I am doing Talk Sport today, and I'm very, very eager to do Talk Sport today after a few days of both individually and collectively being called out that football fans are causing issues in football with their abuse and bullying, which is completely utterly nonsense. So tonight I get my chance to have my say on it. So it'll be 7:30 till 9 o'clock tonight. Feel free to call in. I'd love someone to call in and say it's YouTubers' fault that footballers get criticised. Not the footballer who isn't very good. It's our fault. It's football fans' fault that a footballer who shouldn't be playing for England is playing for England. Yeah, not ever. Are you going to watch Newcastle Brentford? No, because I'm doing this game and then I'm doing United at 3 against Brighton, and I can't do 3 games in a row and then do Talk Sport, and I'll need to eat. So looking forward to it. Sancho leaking team news to journalists, says Liam Whitehorse. And if Wolves could finish, they top 8 easy, says Leon. And we target players for their performances, not their looks, says Hazim. Don't know what you're talking about. Get Darwin Núñez on in the second half is my opinion. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got 17,000 people tuning in. What's going wrong with Liverpool today? What is going wrong? Is it simply fatigue? Is it simply international break, having to play away from home? We know that can be a bit of a curse. Or is there a bigger issue with Liverpool here? Are they still, you know, in a false position? They've had a very good start to the season, but do they still have the problems of last season, i.e. defensively a bit all over the place? Neto is tearing them apart down the left-hand side. Yes, there is no Trent, but I don't think that would have made any difference. And I think that's exactly what Gary O'Neill is looking to do anyway. I think he's looking to target the right back of Liverpool because that's the weak side. They're not doing it down the Robertson side. We all want Liverpool to lose. It's as simple as that, says Ladios. There are bigger issues at Liverpool, says John. And it's Klopp. He isn't playing our best players, says Sink. And we need Nunez on and Gakpo off, says DP. Everything is going wrong, Mark. International break, injuries to Kanate, Van Dijk, Trent out, and we've got no DM, says Addy. Look, I don't think, and I've not heard any Liverpool fans say it, my opinion is that Liverpool this season could challenge Arsenal for second place. They're not going to win the league. They're not going to challenge Man City for the league, and neither are Arsenal. I'd love the Premier League to be competitive, but Man City will win this league comfortably. They're going to play West Ham this afternoon at West Ham, which is where I was last week, and in exactly the same surroundings, a very good West Ham side is going to get beat by Man City because they're too good. So Liverpool's job this season is to try and close in on second place after a disappointing season last year. Can they do that? Who would perform better for United, Camavinga or Pedri, says Psycho? Irrelevant. I'll just say Camavinga. I love Palestri's attitude on playing the wing. I'd love to see him start today with Højlund. Very exciting players, says Matt Norton. Thank you very much. But just looking at that play by Neto, very, very good. I think, Rob, looking at it, Neto here, someone's got to go closer to him. But Matip gets himself into all sorts of trouble. He commits himself. And then when he's through, Robertson's got to do better on the back. It's interesting from Liverpool there. I mean, it's a good goal. Neto does well. Hwang Hee-chan does well to finish it. But I think Robertson and Matip have to do better on that. But Wolves have had the chances. There's no doubt about that. Liverpool in the mud, says Ayan. And predictions for Man United Brighton. I think there'll be goals. There will be goals. Brighton have scored more goals than anybody this season. They're averaging 3 goals a game. United are, I think, conceding 1.5 goals a game. So there we go. Neto's created more chances this season than anyone else. What a stat that is. Gross second, Bruno third, Matoma fourth, and Saka fifth. So he's having a very good season, Neto. What do you think is the score prediction for West Ham Man City? Also, what do you think is the best goalkeeper in the world, Eddie? I think Alisson's the best goalkeeper in the world. That's my opinion. And I think Man City will beat West Ham quite comfortably because Man City are the best team in the league and the best team in the world. And I think they'll be comfortable winners today. It's interesting though, isn't it? The top 5 chance creators in the Premier League this season, 3 of them are playing against each other today. Matoma and Gross for Brighton and Bruno. So there will be goals today. I've gone 3-2 to United. United could get beat. You know, they could get beat. There's no doubt about it. Brighton are a good side, but United need a win. Would you take Neto at United, says Leon? No, not really. Would Man City take Neto? Would Arsenal take Neto? I think if Neto wants to go to a bigger club, he's got to be consistent. And he's had a very consistent start to the season. Obviously, he's doing really, really well. And I know he's had injuries in the past, but he's got to play more consistently. And that's what it comes down to, you know? Simple as. Actually, I need a bigger stretch than that, lads and ladies. Yeah, looking forward to United, though. United Brighton, looking forward to it. And don't forget as well, I've put it in the live chat. Subscribe to that link in the live chat, the Mark Goldbridge channel. That's where we're going to be doing FIFA Career Mode next Friday. It starts. It's back. I thought I'd retired. Just when I was out, they pulled me back in. So, yeah, if you want to watch the FIFA Career Modes, they're back next Friday. The rage, well, I don't think there will be a lot of rage, hopefully. There will be a lot of rage. But for the first, this is going to be my first career mode where I actually play Goldbridge Ball. I normally just play the game and try and win. I'm going to play Goldbridge Ball. So we're going to have a high line, possession-based. Yeah, it's going to be good. There'll be goals. There'll be goals. Oh, there'll be goals. Thoughts on Sir Bosley's season so far? Have you heard of the player yet? Horb, I'm not an idiot. Chucking a porn star in between the middle of 2 good points is not going to make me say it. And you seem so. I obviously know who you're on about. You seem to think Man United are better than they are, says Peter. Peter, it's called supporting your teammate. That's all that is. I take no. I'm not delusion. There is no delusion here in the sense that Brighton could beat Man United, but I think we might win. Simple as that. Let me have a look. I'm just trying to find a little bit out about United. Mark, how do you rate Thomas Tuchel? Says Vishesh. I don't. He's managing in the Bundesliga. He's an irrelevance. Although he will be irrelevant next Wednesday when Man United players. When Bayern Munich players. Hi Mark, City fan here. What's your best front three? So, what's Man United's best front three? If everybody's available, Rashford off the left, Højlund and Anthony is mine. But if today I'd put Pellistri on the right. Yes. Brighton can match the best of teams in the league. Less City, says Rogerio. Pete says, I'm going to have a tenner on 0-0 for Man United and Brighton. Mate, look, you might be right. Football's a funny old game, but literally, honestly, there are so many goals in that game, statistically. I feel like they will put Bruno on the wing, sadly, says Skula. And Klopp has recency bias. Do you think Spurs will win today, says BK? I think it's the last of the Spurs wins, really. Spurs win today, 13 points. Home to Sheffield United, easy. But next Sunday, they play Arsenal. And then the following week, they play Liverpool. So next two games for for Spurs, massive. It's sort of like a shit sandwich. They've got Sheffield United at home, 3 points. Then they've got Arsenal and Liverpool, and then they end the month against Luton. So they've got 6 points from 12 guaranteed. It's what they can get from Arsenal and Liverpool. And I'm not saying they're going to lose both of those games, but it's a big test for Spurs this month. I do wonder when... This is an interesting point. When will Luton and Sheffield United... when do you think they're going to get their first win? When they play each other, probably. I mean, I look at their fixtures, Luton, and they've got Wolves next week, Everton, Burnley, maybe Burnley. But I think with Luton and Sheffield United, it's just like, I'm not saying they're definitely going to go down, but they're going to really struggle. The competitive nature of this league, they're going to really struggle to get points. It literally will be teams like that are down there with them. I'm sure Man United will give them some points, as Ladio. I mean, if Man United lost to Sheffield United or Luton, I can't speak. I mean, surely those days are over. Really, surely they are. Luis Diaz is coming on. Darwin Nunez is not coming on. McAllister's come off because he's sat down. That's not good for Liverpool, is it? That's not good. McAllister off at half-time for Liverpool. That's... look, I'm not saying he's had a great half, but he's an important player for them. Let him speak, Simon. Crunchy nut cornflakes and a bowl of milk, and a pint of milk. And a mug of coffee. Or there he is, Alexi McAllister. Used to be at Brighton, Simon, and now plays for Liverpool. Not looking happy. And why would he be? Fireworks at half time. Wasted time. McAllister's not a proper number 6. He's sat behind Klopp. I'll be going like that. Or talk loudly so he can hear it to Darwin Núñez. Even though Darwin Núñez isn't listening, I'd be going, he doesn't know what he's on about, this coach. He hasn't got a clue what he's on about. Yeah, he doesn't have a clue what he's on about. He's clueless, basically. Right. Timer. I've played the game. Come on, get the timer on. 26, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7. That'll do. Opinions on Forest, says Aki. Oh, that wasn't me about to give some really passionate opinion on Forest. I just turned my knee. Very good start to the season for them. I'd be very surprised if Forest were involved in a relegation battle this year. I personally think that Forest and Bournemouth shouldn't be getting involved in relegation this year. The changes they've made, the players they've bought, they shouldn't be getting involved in relegation. And some might say, well, hold on there. If you're not putting Forest and Bournemouth in a relegation battle, for the love of God, who are you putting in there, Mark? Well, Sheffield United and Luton, and then one other. And that one other at the moment has to be Everton, doesn't it? So Sangari did go to Forest, Charlie. I can see Forest. I don't think they'll be mid-table. I think people underestimate the league. Robertson's cross. Oh, he's only just come on the pitch. And he's headed it wide. Diaz. Who's the player? Who's the best player to never win the Bell End d'Or, says Paddy Walsh. Sorry. It's got to make a change here. You can change your mind. What the hell? There we go. What's going on? Liverpool versus Aston Villa. We don't want that. You can eat. Oh. Oh. No. Yes. I want to go there. That's right. Don't worry, it's not 3-0 to Wolves. I can confirm it is not 3-0 to Wolves. And it's not 11-0 either. Zlatan is the best that never won the Ballon d'Or. Mark, did you put Højlund in your fantasy Premier League team? No. I wish I bloody had. Why did I not think about doing that? Why did I not think about doing that? It's not 3-0 to Wolves. I don't want to panic any Liverpool fans. But it's nearly 2-0. Good play there by Alisson. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. 17,000 people watching this Liverpool trip to Wolves on a Saturday lunchtime. You're very welcome. That's football's massive, you know. I mean, I'm just generally speaking, it's so big these days. It's doing great. I'm loving the diversity of content. We had Jota on the show yesterday. We've had Alvarez on. Win, lose or draw with Ben Foster. A bit of football challenge stuff. The watch-alongs. The daily sort of little reactions, the podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football. Make sure you download that. Just building a really great community, I think, and loving it. Loving it. Thierry Henry was robbed twice. Should have won it over Nedved and Shevchenko. Right, Liverpool need to be more direct here. Good tackle by Wolves. Not seen a massive change so far in the flow of the game. You know what? That's Football could go past United Stand. United Stand's on 1.7 million, but the growth on That's Football has been a lot quicker over a shorter period of time. Have you pre-ordered EAFC? I have, so I'll be downloading it on fucking Thursday night at midnight, won't I? I won't be. I'll get up and do it in the morning. Can't you pre-download it? Every year I forget about this bloody download stuff. Yeah, you can pre-download it. Thank you. Thank you. Can Liverpool get back into this game? At the moment, I don't know, is the answer. At the moment, I would say Liverpool are looking like a draw at best. They ain't looking great, bruv, at the moment for a win. They need to do a lot better. Oh my God. You know, look, this is what I mean about mainstream media. Let's just see what happens with Liverpool here. This is the crap that we have to put up with. And then this is why they attack fans, because they know that they're paying complete and utter bozos. This is what Tim Sherwood said today on Sky. I'm not sure Ten Hag has improved anyone at that football club. That's on mainstream TV. And yet it's YouTubers and social media fans that are being attacked. That's mainstream TV. They're paying this guy, Tim, nice but dim Sherwood, to say, I'm not sure Ten Hag has improved anyone at the football club. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Who's abusing who now? Who's abusing who now? Like, Ten Hag, in 1 year, took over the worst United side we've had in the Premier League, took us to 3rd place and won a cup. And you've got him saying that Ten Hag's not improved anyone on mainstream TV. Should be sacked straight away. And he said stuff before. I'm tired of these ex-players. They don't watch the game. You know what they do? I know for a fact, because I know some ex-players. You know, all week they're playing golf or doing something like that. They're not watching football. The only football they watch is the one they're being paid to do. They've got someone in their ear. They've got a few stats. They don't sit watching football like we do. They don't enjoy watching football like we do. They're not watching football. They're just, an idea comes into their head. Blah, blah, blah. Verbal diarrhea. Absolute nonsense. How can you say Ten Hag has not... I don't care whether you hate United or love United. How can you say that Ten Hag hasn't improved anybody at United in a year? We've gone from 59 points and not, absolute shit to being in the Champions League and winning a trophy. Of course, by sheer definition, he's improved somebody. You can't say he's not improved anybody in a year and then the team's improved and we're in the Champions League and we've won a trophy. Absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Hi, I'm Field. He says he hasn't though. But mate, how can he not have improved people when we've gone into the Champions League and we've won a trophy? By definition, you have to improve people. And I don't live my life like that anyway. I mean, I look at Liverpool and Klopp and the improvement he made in a short period of time, and I admitted it. He did. It's incredible. It's incredible. Name one player that he's improved. Well, the easiest one is Marcus Rashford. We were all saying sell Rashford. Straight away, Marcus Rashford. So Marcus Rashford's improved under Ten Hag. Luke Shaw's improved under Ten Hag. Wan-Bissaka's improved under Eric Ten Hag. Varane improved under Ten Hag. I'm not even going to include any of his new signings. I'm just going to talk about old players as well. So there's five players straight away. He's improved virtually every player. Liverpool are starting to push here. Here's Salah. And it's a goal. And it's Gakpo. And he is onside. And it's 1-1. It's 1-1. He's improved Lindelof as well. It's 1-1. Well, this gives Liverpool a chance now. If Liverpool, it was Salah with the assist. If Liverpool go on and win this game, it will be yet another brilliant away win like the Newcastle game, because it's not looked there for. He's clearly onside as well. It was one of those goals that looked like it might be offside, but he's definitely behind Dawson and the goalkeeper, so the goal will stand, and that's how it is. One. He's come off. He's subbed him off. I mean, what's that all about? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Premeditated substitution where a goal doesn't change anything. Gakpo comes off. Darwin Núñez comes on. Wishing Roy Hodgson a speedy recovery. Don't know what's wrong with him. Is it illness? Has he fell over? Terrible statistics about old people falling over. We do wish Roy all the best. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. Done a great job at Crystal Palace. Get well soon, Roy, says Jack. Not only do the mainstream hate so-called online fans and YouTube creators, says Glenny, they also dismiss their audience as just being kids being led astray, says Glenny Boy. Yeah. Yeah. Can Liverpool go on and win this game now? I think they can. I think they can. Wolves might just start to not believe in themselves. Another cross into the box. Right, let's have a quick look at what's going on here. So Darwin Núñez is on. He's had an early chance here to have a shot. Bit greedy there. Unfortunately, Roy Hodgson was taken unwell earlier today and is not at Villa Park. That's the announcement there. Wolves are going to make a couple of subs. What haircut's that? Is that Doherty? What's he doing? Why do people do these mullets? I don't know. You won't see me with one of them. No way. Absolutely no way. Yeah, we wish Roy all the best. Good cross into the box. Joe Gomez heads it away. And Wolves are still pushing here. They're not going to give in. Oh, God, they're not. Well, they're staying in this game. Reguilon, apparently in the squad for Man United. Team news will be coming out for United very, very soon, by the way. Just momentarily lost my live chat there. Please do subscribe to the channel. We've got a super chat here. Let's play a game. Managers that could be the seat. I've done that one from Luke Jones. I tell you what, it's going end to end now. Really exciting stuff. Mark, do you think Sky Sports pundits are the worst? Says Tuna. Oh, mate, I think they're terrible. I think they're absolutely terrible. Harry Maguire doesn't start for Manchester United. Harry Maguire does not start for Manchester United. Is that bullying? Is that abuse? I guess Southgate and his little dramatic outburst to cover his own backside. Scott McTominay is starting, by the way. Scott McTominay is starting. Don't know about that. Maybe just to add a little bit of muscle in there, I don't know. I'm Roddy Pickering. I haven't done that for ages. Stats carousel's gone down. I've got the score up. I've had to put up an overlay because I've lost it. So there we go. Can't get it back up. But more interesting, who's going to win this game? Half an hour to go. It's been good. Hoyland and Scott McTominay start for Manchester United. All the team news is just starting to come out here for United. The boss has arrived. I will give it you as it comes in. Liverpool just starting to... Pellistri does not start for Manchester United. Pellistri does not start for United. I think he's going to put Bruno on the wing. Maybe Bruno goes to the wing. Maybe Garnacho starts on the wing. I don't know. Lots going on. I'm just keeping it. McTominay starts. Pellistri doesn't. Maguire doesn't. Rasmus does, if you're interested in that. Of course, I'm live on the United stand for the 3 o'clock games. Is it normal that Man United fan, I see Liverpool as an option to compete with City? I think as a United fan, our worst scenario is City winning 4 consecutive Premier Leagues, says Sati. Well, I think that's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen. I've got no doubt that that's going to happen. Liverpool, I don't think can compete with Man City. I might be wrong. I might be right. We'll have to wait and see about that. Still time for both of these teams. Half an hour time, really. Go on. Well, I nearly let myself down then. I nearly had to slap myself in the face. I said, "Go on, Darwin." And then I realised who I am, and what a prat I am. I saw Darwin Nunez running down the wing, and I actually fell into... I must apologise to myself, first of all, and everybody watching. I saw Darwin Nunez on the wing, and I nearly said, "Go on, Darwin," because he's in my fantasy Premier League team. Look, if he scores, I can go, fine. But I can't actually... It does, it does do it, but I can't want... a Liverpool player, and I've never wanted a Liverpool player to start, if they score, fine, but don't start wanting it to happen before it happens. Are you a Liverpool fan now? Yeah, I'm starting the Liverpool stand. Yeah, that's going to go down really, really well. No, I'm not a Liverpool fan. Liverpool are the biggest rival. 100%. I might be a closet many things, but I'm not a closet Liverpool fan. And I'm also not a closet homosexual, which is fine. You can say that. And the reason I said that is because closet, coming out of the closet, is a stereotypical word for people who are announcing, and good for them, that they are actually a homosexual, or maybe a homosexual announcing that they're straight. But I am not a closet Liverpool fan. And... yeah, if you are a closet Liverpool fan or a homosexual, I would just say come out and let the world know. Be who you are. Be who you are, because you can't be anything else. I think I can hear people cheering there. Just listen to the podcast and vote for me, although I'm not actually in anything at the moment. But don't hide who you are. Be who you are. There we go. Mate, go to Specsavers. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you explain Goldbridge ball, says Paps. Listen to the podcast from this week. Or watch the career mode that starts next Friday. Because I'm actually, for the first year ever in my FIFA career mode, I'm going to play Goldbridge ball. I'm actually going to play the style of Goldbridge ball. It's going to be entertaining. People are going to be pulling their hair out. I'm sure I will be as well. It's probably not conducive to doing well on FIFA, but we're going to do it. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. I've pinned the chat, the channel I'm going to be doing my FIFA stuff on, so give it there. South Park, Tom Cruise comes to mind, says Connor. I haven't watched South Park for years, mate. Did you hear what Sherwood said about Ten Hag? At this stage, it's just clickbait nonsense. Absolute shite. The fact that the mainstream want to take a pop at fans makes me laugh. Reguilon starts for Manchester United and Martinez. Well, I think the way that this game's going at the moment, I think Liverpool are going to win it, which is going to be really difficult for Wolves to deal with, considering they were so good in the first half. But Liverpool's quality is starting to shine through here. I need to run out of battery. Need to plug it in. Liverpool pushing hard. We've got still 20 minutes to go. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Yeah, Roy Hodgson is unwell. Paddy McCarthy will take charge of Crystal Palace's game today. I mean, how old is Roy Hodgson? I'd start the bidding at probably 75. Could be older than that. Thoughts on House of the Dragon? We're not talking about that, Parker. And can you give us tips on how you're able to effortlessly dig a hole on any topic that requires sensitivity? You crack me up every time you touch on something that requires context. You don't say the wrong thing, says Chad. Well, I don't dig a hole. Like, you can't cancel me for saying that if you are a closet homosexual, come out and be who you want to be. And you can't cancel me for saying that I'm not one. Because then you are discriminating against me. Come one, come all, is what I say. Not in a sex way. Scotty too hotty to start today, says Ruben. He is starting today. The team news will come out in about 3 minutes' time, but he is starting today, yes. I do need to increase the weight of the font, but I can't do it now. Here is Diaz. No, corner. But I tell you what, I will say this now. Whoever gets this win now, it's huge. And if it's Liverpool, it's a massive 3 points because they really could have done. They really could have been 2-0 down. Darwin Núñez had a big chance there. Yeah. Robertson's going to whip a cross in. Headed away. Man United starting team is out. It's Onana. Well, I don't know whether that's right. I've got Onana, Delo, Lindelof, Martinez, Reguilon, Casemiro, McTominay, Bruno, Ericsson, Rashford, Højlund. In which case, Bruno's on the wing. Who's your favourite current player that doesn't play for your team? Mine is Szoboszlai, says Ronan. Well, I'm just I'm double what do they call it? Double not double ending. I don't know what's double ending. Is that where they use one and both? I don't know what that is. Never seen it. Deny it. I'm double tasking, multitasking. That's what I'm doing. So basically, we've got an exciting last 20 minutes here where Liverpool are going for the win and maybe Wolves can get it. But we've also got... Oh, you look cool, mate. Coming in. Whoa, what's going on here? Who's this jazzy man? Why are you wearing sunglasses? It's not sunny.
I know.
Like your hair.
Thanks.
Harry Maguire's not playing. He's on the bench.
He hurt his ankle, like.
No, he hasn't got an injury. It's just not good enough. Lindelof and Martinez are starting. It's just not good enough at the moment.
I know he's practicing.
Yeah, he is practicing, yeah. You know he scored an own goal for England on Tuesday. I told you he scored a goal for... He was playing for England, but he scored a goal for the other team. What's going on? You're meant to be training him.
Bye.
You were ill last week, though, so that's probably why it happened.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, see you later. I love you. Yeah, multitasking is what I'm doing. We've got... what have we got? Bruno's going to be playing on the wing. Anyway, we'll talk about that on the United stand. I'm live there for the 3 o'clock game on the United stand. But obviously we are watching Liverpool here at the moment. I don't want to disrespect that. Seb's favourite player is Harry Maguire. It is what it is. You know, don't suppress your kids' dreams, even if you know they're making a mistake. No, I'm not gonna. He will learn. He will learn about things like that. It's better to learn from your mistakes. How can I have my own fancy Premier League team just like you? Also, what are the problems with VAR, says Eddie? Well, I'm not the only one who's got a fancy Premier League team, Eddie. There's millions of people who've got them. Just go on to Fancy Premier League and pick a team. What are my thoughts on VAR? Well, we've not had anything today, but I guarantee we'll get something at some point in some game. Do a football challenge video with Simon Miniminter, says Amit. Does he want the heat? Does Simon Miniminter want the heat? Does he want the fire? $15 to go. Cross comes in. Cleared away. How's the game gone so far, says Umar? Well, the first half was really Wolves on the break. Whereas the second half, Liverpool have actually managed to do what I think they intended to do. 71% possession, on the front foot, pushing for that winner, and I think they will get it. I think Wolves are actually starting to run out of steam and invite the pressure. Darwin Núñez heads it back into the box, edge of the box, way over from Sir Bosley. Ten Hag frustrates me to hell. How he persists to play his best players out of position is beyond me. He never gives the youngsters a chance, and I'm fuming, says Daniel. Yeah, I just tweeted about that. So he's put Bruno on the wing so that he can play Scott McTominay and Eriksen. I mean, I presume McTominay will probably play at number 10. And Eriksen will play next to Casemiro. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Just going to have a look at the Man United bench. There's a substitution happening here for Wolves, I think. But no, referee says play on. And play on he does. Man United's bench is Beyanda, the goalkeeper, Evans and Maguire. Wan-Bissaka's on the bench. Gore, Hannibal, Pellistri, Garnacho and Martial. So Martial's on the bench. But I wonder why Wan-Bissaka's not playing. Not been part of the international scene. Don't know. Liverpool pushing here. Robertson. Wolves need a bit of an out game here. Wolves need a bit of an out plan here. They're inviting the pressure. Bruno will have freedom to travel around the pitch as always, says Dull. Well, no, you don't understand football, Dull. You can't have freedom to go around the pitch and leave a left back unmarked. You've got to have discipline. I don't think some people understand the role of a winger. You don't have freedom to wander around the pitch and then leave Delo to get double teamed. That you can't do that. This Bruno on the wing nonsense has never worked. I don't see it working today, says Nigel. And we have never won a game when Bruno started on the right wing, says Daniel. Interestingly, GS says if you look at that Brighton starting 11 though, Man United should win comfortably. Well, yeah, you know that's a fair point. Let me just tell you the Brighton starting 11. They've gone with Steele in goal, so Verbruggen not in. Don't understand that because he was doing really well. Lamptey, Van Heck, Dunk, Veltman, Gross, Daoud, Adingra, Lallana, Matoma, and Welbeck. I mean that's not a very good. They've not got Esteban, have they? Brighton team doesn't look particularly strong. So, I mean, we know what... I don't know what the issue is with Brighton, but that is quite a weak team. Ferguson scores a hat-trick, doesn't play. Verbruggen, their goalkeeper, plays really well, doesn't play. Ferguson's probably carrying a bit of an injury, to be fair. I think United will win. I think we will win. Here's Wolves on the attack. Nice ball out wide. He's been quiet in this game, Neto. The cross isn't terrible, but Liverpool clear it. Prediction for United, says Farms. Well, the teams are a little bit different to what I thought they would be, Farms. I said there'll be plenty of goals. I still think there will be. I've gone 3-2 to United. Bruno can provide accurate crosses. Yes. Be nice to see some of that. Fenix says his FPL is done. I've never thought of that, yeah. Huge fan, slightly because of your content and more about your grind. How do you manage it, man? Any good tips on building a business, says Simon. Oh, cleared. Chance for Wolves. Any good tips on building a business? I don't think. You know, I'm sort of anti hard work. I think you have got to work hard, but you know, if you just work hard, you'll burn out. Like you've got to have a. I know so many people who go, I'm just going to work hard for the next year, and they burn themselves out. Like if you can't work hard, what happens with a lot of people is if you work hard and you're successful, you have to work harder. So you can't just go. I know so many people who like they'll do 20-hour days and stuff like that, and they'll burn themselves out. Because if you're successful, you're going to have to keep doing 20 hours a day. I think you've got to have. I think in life you've got to strive to go. You've got to work for a reason. Basically, that's what I'm saying. There's no point in being one of these people who I'm just going to work really, really, really hard. Like, and I know people in this industry who do it. They're like, I'm streaming for 11 hours, then I'm doing this, then I'm doing that, then I'm doing this, and I'm like, you've got to, you know. I was saying it to Angry Ginger the other day. You can't keep doing that because it's just, what about your life, you know? And if you can't just be doing it for money either. You can't say, well, I'm going to do it for 2 years and then I'm going to retire. You've got to have a work-life balance. I think that's the best thing to do. You've got to work to live, don't live to work. 30th April, Man United v Villa, Premier League. We won the Bruno on the right and he was the goal scorer, says the Inquisition. He's just sat somebody down. Work smart, not hard, says Nick P. Yes. Injury for Liverpool players gone down. Matip's trying to get him up. It's the young lad. Is it Quasi? Have Brighton gone a little bit weak because of Europe? Well, they don't play till Thursday. How tall are you, says Tim. You're going to cause an argument. I'm 6 foot. I heard Faz say the other day that he's 5'11". Piss off. Absolutely not. But that's me joining the height argument. We'll do a picture, me against Faz. He is not 5'11". An inch is that big, Faz, not that. I don't know what you're telling people, but an inch is that big. Paul's scared about Bayern on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to do... I'm going to do Newcastle Milan on this channel on Tuesday. Why has Wan-Bissaka been benched, says Farhan? I don't know. I don't know. I presume it's just to be attacking. Fatty's on the bench for Brighton. Here's Darwin Núñez. Where's he going? Oh, terrible. He's not had a very good game. Still about 10 minutes to go. To be fair, it's probably smart from De Zerbi. United have got no bench and Brighton can bring good players on later. They are rested for Europa, says Yakov. Brighton are simply resting some players against a mid-table team, says Angus. Oh, it was meant to be a joke. Sorry, I was so delayed there. When are you coming back to Twitch? I'm not. I'm doing my FIFA career mode on the top of the live chat. Give me a subscribe. It's on my channel. Starts next week. Are Liverpool going to get the win? I suppose you'd take a draw, Liverpool fans. Well, you wouldn't. You wouldn't, thinking about it. I know what it's like. I remember what it's like. When you're trying to, you know, get near the top, you don't take a draw at Wolves, do you? You want to win. That's what you want to do. Diaz, good block. Corner. Are you doing Inter versus Milan? No, I'm live on YouTube. Well, I will be live on YouTube, but I've got my Talk Sport show. I've got a lot to say. Yeah, maybe Wan-Bissaka's got a bit of an injury. I don't know why you wouldn't play him against Matoma. It's going to be a cracking game, Man United against Brighton. I really do think it will be a good game. And there's weaknesses in both teams. Brighton have made a few changes. United. Robertson, wow. I've got to say, that is a remarkable goal by Andy Robertson. For one, he's playing centre midfield. And for two, he scores the goal from a right wing position. It's a remarkably good goal, the way he did that. Salah with the assist again as well, if you've got him in your FPL. And you did feel it was coming for Wolves. They just seem to lose a bit of energy. Andy Robertson from centre-back into Salah. It's just that's a really good goal. Got to say. It's look, this is the thing about Liverpool at the moment. They just seem to be in that groove. They did this at Newcastle. They got a point at Chelsea. They've turned a 1-0 behind into a 2-1 again. This is what happened at Newcastle. They are progressively stepping up, and it'd be a big 3 points for them if they can get it. Again, without the likes of Van Dijk and Trent. He's made the changes. And they are looking good. Can't say I'm happy. It was a good goal though. Robertson from centre-back. Drove forward, played the 1-2 with Salah. Salah with another assist. Comeback kings is the word, says Dylan. Yeah. Robertson's underrated. Says, well, I always say this about Liverpool. Teams very rarely attack his side of the pitch. Salah's in. Into Diaz. And goes to a corner. I haven't got Salah in my team. Oh, I've got to fix the scoreboard, sorry. It normally fixes itself. This is my problem. Well, this is what I mean about Wolves, though. I said it on the podcast this week. I think Gary O'Neill's doing a really good job at Wolves, and I think they've been a bit unlucky. But they've got 3 points from 5. And, you know, in their next 3 games, they've got Man City and Villa. They've got Luton away next week. I think if he loses to Luton, he'll get the sack. And I don't want to see Gary O'Neill getting the sack because I like the way that they've played. I do like the way they've played. But on the other hand, Wolves fans might say, well, you can like the way we play, Mark, but I don't like the points we've got. And ultimately, we're not winning games or getting points in games we should. Mark, what is the craziest football stat you've ever seen? For me, it has to be Inaki Williams starting in every Bilbao game from 2016 to 2022. That's from Lee. I think the craziest football stat for me is England in a World Cup semi-final with a midfield 3 of Jordan Henderson, Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard. That still amazes me. And I know they were different players. But, you know, you just wouldn't believe it, would you? Liverpool, a few Liverpool fans, I presume, saying that Liverpool will be top of the league, Mark. What are your thoughts about that? Well, it'll only be for a couple of hours, won't it? I mean, Man City will win. Yeah, be hopping straight on to United stand. 3 o'clock games we'll keep you updated with as well. how many minutes are going to get added on here. I hope it's not like 10. I don't want to see that happening. Nobody wants to see that happening, so I hope it's not that. Dawson's played well, says Parker. I think Liverpool are going to challenge Arsenal for second, but I don't think that either of them can challenge City for first. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Remember we had an interview with Jota on the channel yesterday. Will did the interview. Lovely play by Darwin Nunez. Needs to pass into Salah. Will he go himself? Oh, it's 3-1. He's got a hat-trick of assists for Mo Salah. That's why you put him in your team. It's Harvey Elliott who scores. He's got 3 assists and it's 3-1. Lots of people happy in the chat for their Fantasy Premier League. I've got Darwin Nunez. I haven't got... They're looking for a foul on Darwin from Darwin Nunez, but I don't think they're going to get it. Takes it well, Harvey Elliott, to be fair. Laid off by Salah. Left foot. No, a bit of deflection, actually. I thought he banged it in off the post, but he deflects it in off the defender's foot. Bit fortuitous, but it's a trouncing for Wolves, and at half-time you wouldn't have seen this coming. So you've got to give Liverpool credit, and you've got to ask Wolves what went wrong in the second half. Is it just pure tactics from Klopp again, or have they just run out of injuries? Run out of energy. Peter says they've bottled it. 8 minutes. Have both of them, Michael Oliver. Both of them. 8 fucking minutes. Fuck off. 8 minutes. I've had enough. I don't want to see 8 minutes. Do you know how many injuries people have got? Do you know how many injuries teams have got at the moment? And these prats are still adding 8 minutes. Screw that for a game of blockbusters. 8 bloody minutes. Fuck off. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Why are they adding 8 minutes? They're gonna. I tell you, I know a lot of people like the added time, but the game's over. It's 3-1. We're adding 8 minutes, and players are going to start getting injuries. And I tell you what, I tell you what. You can clip me up all you like. You can send it to the fucking Premier League Referees Association. You've just added 8 minutes onto a game that didn't need 8 minutes. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and get a bite to eat before the Man United game. I ain't staying around watching 8 minutes. Fuck off. 8 minutes. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. These referees are ruining the game. I've had enough of it. Right, I will see you over on the United stand in about 8 minutes. I'm going to go and get something to eat. Liverpool have won. They've deserved it. We're back tomorrow with Arsenal against Everton. And if they add 8 minutes onto a ridiculous game again, I'll end it early again. This is what people are going to start doing. I'm not watching 8 minutes. Screw it. Speak to you in a bit. United stand. I'll be live in 8 minutes.